Hi guys, my name is Asher. So when I was talking to the EML team about what's the theme of my presentation, they said innovation. And that's a word you hear all the time. You know, big companies, ASX 200 companies, retailers, big banks, pizza companies, say they're tech companies now, right? We're innovating. But I'm going to share with you what innovation looks in my company, how it takes shape on a micro scale. I'm going to talk about macro scale, what innovation is doing in the payment space, some global trends around that, and I'm going to show how EML enables that in our business as well. So the year is 2013. We've just come out of a 3-month incubator program for startups in Melbourne. My co-founder, Ryan, and I are in San Francisco pitching in Silicon Valley. The price of Bitcoin wasn't even $600, Richard. It was $127. There was a bit of traction in our platform. People were getting to like it. And we decided, what were we going to do next? So we were in this room after pitching and getting turned down many times on Sand Hill Road by investors. And we were looking at first 3 months, what's the next 3 months going to look at our business? And what happened in San Francisco was a huge argument between myself and my co-founder, Ryan. So that's how innovation begins. It's an argument, right? So 3 months in, we had a Bitcoin exchange. I was really adamant on building a digital wallet to add on to the Bitcoin exchange. I told Ryan, mobile wallets are the future. We better get onto this first. And Ryan said, no, you should go and look up EML or find a way to have a prepaid or a debit card. And so after much shouting at each other, I said, well, Ryan, you want to do it? Go and do it yourself. So I thought he would go in his room and sulk like any other 19-year-old would. But Ryan is not a normal 19-year-old. At 17, he built a margin trading platform and sold it for high 6 figures. He's on the Forbes 30 under 30 Asia list. So what you do when you get an argument with me, he went into his room and he tried to order 1,000 cards from EML. Not your normal response, but you know, this is how it went. So Ryan tried to order 1,000 cards, and that was the very genesis of our experiment into this space. So as Nick pointed out before, you know, plastic digital wallets, they're not mutually exclusive, but as a young company with 3 months of runway maybe, trying to look for VC investment, you had to be really concise about what you focus on building. But Ryan went ahead and tried to order the cards. So what has happened in the last 5 years? Bitcoin's obviously gone up tremendously in price, but with this argument around digital wallets and plastic around the world, how's that gone? Most notably, in China, we've seen the rise of digital wallets, and I don't have to educate you on how big this phenomenon is. It's huge. I mean, all kinds of stuff goes through these platforms, e-commerce, transportation. You're looking at social credit being delivered through these platforms. It's all-encompassing, fast-growing in these spaces. You know, value of transactions dwarf anything around the world. But you know, the narrative of China's digital wallets taking over or whatever, it's just maybe a very non-nuanced view of the industry. Besides digital wallets, particularly in China, some in India, we've seen another revolution come up. But why this has succeeded in China is basically, first, they didn't have desktop banking platforms. They swapped straight to mobile, a huge leap there. Another thing as well, many infrastructure wasn't available to them. So this phenomenon was coined early on by Mark Andreessen, one of the founders of esteemed VC firm Andreessen Horowitz. Back in the day, he co-founded a little web browser called Netscape, and that's where he built his first bit of fortune. And he said, a platform is a system that can be programmed and therefore customized by outside developers, users, and in that way adapted to the countless needs and niches that platform's original developers could not possibly have contemplated. So while there has been such a bit of creativity in this space, there are other platforms around the world, and that being the card platforms. So while in Asia, we've seen this propagation of digital wallets in the absence of platforms to play on, in the rest of the world, the developed world, Europe, we've seen a lot of neobanks come out, and you see that trend come back into Australia as well, as that has gained popularity overseas. Revolut, we used to share an office in London. They've since then grown tremendously. $2 billion euros in transactions a month. N26, another challenger bank from Germany. We've seen other companies like Monzo in the UK, over 1 million users of the new digital bank. The platform they play on is the internet and the card schemes. So having that infrastructure has led these neobanks, fintechs to come up and play on someone else's platform. So while your central wallet might work well in a centrally planned economy, for the rest of us who are in a different economy where things are a bit more free and there's a bit of creativity to build on a card network, what you get is this. It's CoinJar, right? So you don't have to understand cryptocurrency. You don't have to like cryptocurrency, but you have to see the value we provide. We are the interface to unlocking the purchasing power of your cryptocurrency. So we allow you to buy and sell, trade cryptocurrency, send, receive payments, check your portfolio, and obviously spend and withdraw cryptocurrency wherever you like. So with that creativity, we've managed to build on the EML platform. And for my most technical slide of the day, it looks something like this. So for all you geeks out there, when you want to spend your Bitcoin, what you do is you take out your app, you look at your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin account, transfer that to your CoinJar debit card, and you walk into Woolworths and you just use it on the spot. For the user, being built around the user experience, it feels seamless, it feels instant, but there is a bit of wizardry behind this, right? So when you load up your CoinJar card, what we basically do is our CoinJar API talks to EML's web service and updates the balance of the card, reloadable prepaid card in real time. What happens is actually the funds already sit with EML. We keep a float with them, and basically a user is able to feel the seamless experience of spending cryptocurrency, although the funds are already loaded with EML. So that's a bit of the background of what's happening. In the larger payment space, you can see how the card schemes, and more specifically EML, allows us to do this. The bank's role as the primary interface for payments is going to be diminished as payment channels become more embedded into Frank Green coffee cups, Bitcoin services, lots of experiences. So now the interface that holds the value, you don't go to your bank anymore. You just pick up a coffee cup, you pick up your CoinJar Swipe Card, and that's the primary interface where people engage with. So what we've done is basically take all the best products available to us, KYC onboarding by Australia Post, sign up really easily, deposit through EFT, or you walk into a news agent, hand over cash around the counter, you get it automatically on your CoinJar. Obviously, we've got our own bespoke systems. We've developed our own wallet and exchange, and we've got our own reward program with the card as well. But obviously, EML has been a long-time partner and a very crucial part of how we got here in the first place. It's been quite a journey. It's almost 6 years now doing this. We were in maybe right time, right place, but that's not with the help of all our users who keep on coming back to our platform. It's incredibly engaging, as it's pointed out earlier, and with a small amount of VC investment by both Australian and American investors, we managed to come where we are today. Over $1.5 billion in exchange. We take an average of a 1% fee and a spread on top of that as well. And that's the main business model of our platform. Recently, we went back to our customers after 4 years of the card in the making to do some user testing sessions. So you got into the room, you asked them questions about the product and what they liked, and overwhelmingly, they loved the debit card. It's still something after 4 years that is not only novel, but it's really useful to them. Cryptocurrency becomes tangible, becomes useful. It becomes, something that gets them out of a sticky situation sometimes when they need to spend something at Woolworths. And it's not just, the qualitative statements out there that really back it up. Despite, what is easing in cryptocurrency prices, this year is still a best year of the EML and CoinJar debit card. With 2 months to go left in this year, we're closing in on $16 million just transacted on the card, not including payments in and out of a digital wallet. So, that's what we've done so far, and what's next for CoinJar. So, more places outside Australia. I've recently relocated to London, just back for this conference and to check up on the office. We hope to bring our Australian solution to more places around the world. More types of digital assets. If anyone picks up the Financial Review today, I've got a write-up there where I talk about some of the new innovations in cryptocurrency, such as stable coins, which are digital assets pegged to local, for instance, US dollar denominated cryptocurrencies, which are now all the rage now. So, lots of things that we can add in our customer experience. Bundled services. Our onboarding is the same as any other financial institution in Australia. Besides cryptocurrency services, there are many other features that our customers have requested. And the ability to bundle all of that in a customer interface that's easy to use and accessible is something that we believe has made us the market leader in this space. So I've got some of my colleagues here with me today, and after the session, feel free to come up to them. They'll have the CoinJar caps on. We can show you how the interface works, how a debit card works with EML. And yeah, this is the CoinJar platform. So thanks, everyone.